I'm rested. I'm back from Las Vegas. Finally had a good night's sleep. And today I want to talk about something I haven't addressed before. The opportunity cost associated with being a gambler. Now, I missed out on something big this last weekend because I chose to go to Las Vegas and do what I did. All right? However, it's probably not what you think. I'm going to explain it. But there's still an opportunity cost. It's easy to ignore the opportunity cost when you're winning, guys. It's easier to ignore that. Well, where else would I have made 12 grand in a 2-day period and had fun with my buddies while doing it? Where else would I have been able to do that? So you justify missing this or missing that, or you could have been doing whatever, all right? And in my case, sometimes that number is 300 grand. Where else would I have made 300 grand? Okay? But when you lose, oh man, not only are you counting the actual cost of the dollars, then you're also thinking to yourself, oh my God, I could have been at my friend's niece's baptism or my roommate's cousin's grand opening of the frickin' Chick-fil-A they opened in Montgomery, Alabama. I have no idea why those words just came out of my mouth. I know nobody that owns a Chick-fil-A. I don't even think it's a franchise, is it? Isn't it corporate owned? Yeah, so unless I'm talking about the actual owner himself of Chick-fil-A, I don't even think they have franchisees, do they? So that made no sense. I also don't know anyone in Montgomery, Alabama. That comment made absolutely no sense, but the point remains, okay? The point remains. It made no sense that it came out of my mouth, we should say, okay? And guys, people are in the comments, you know what I mean? Be a better dad to your kids. Oh my God, this guy's wife probably left him. Yeah, let's talk about that, dude. Be a better dad for my kids. Wouldn't that fit your narrative well if I was missing out on my kids' stuff? All right, wouldn't that be great if I was just gambling all the time and messing around on Instagram with you guys and I left out my kids? Wouldn't that be a great narrative if Jen Pop Jake was sitting home alone being like, where's my dad? Or if my daughter turned to the sex industry because she never had a relationship with her dad. Wouldn't that be a great narrative for you guys? Here's the reality, buddy. I raised both my kids, dude. Guess what else? They have 2 different moms. Oh, grab onto that. Grab onto that, haters. Oh, he has 2 different moms. Oh, yeah. How many sets of kids does Donald Trump have? He's the damn president of the United States, little buddy. Okay? Regardless, I'm not even going to go there. But, well, if you raise both your kids and they have 2 different moms, those moms must have been pretty messed up in the head or they must have real big problems. Wrong again, pal. These were decisions that we made together. Both of their moms are very involved in their lives and they're both very good people. Okay? So what's your next thing you want to focus on, dude? And by the way, when I sold my company, I sold it because, in large part, why did you sell your company when you're making millions of dollars a year, John? It wasn't like some tech company that finally got the payday. I was making millions a year, and I decided to sell it in 2015. Why? Because my mom passed away at the end of 2014, and I looked at my 2 kids that were still young and asked myself, how much more time I got with these kids? Put life in perspective when my mom passed away. Life's short. Do I want to just keep making money and focusing on building an insurance company? No, we're going to sell this company to free up time for me to spend with my family. All right, pal? And that's what I did. I left downtown Chicago shortly thereafter when I got custody of my son, brought my daughter with me, and I live in a big ass house out here in Inverness, Illinois, which is not too far from where I grew up, Schaumburg. The reason I didn't move to Schaumburg is because they don't have houses like this in Schaumburg. And my son was already switching schools. I didn't want to go somewhere where I'm only going to end up liking it for a couple of years and have to switch schools again. So I wanted a big house with a pool and all this fun stuff I'm doing with my kids. So as a single dad, I moved out here with them. All right? So there's nothing, and I say all that, I digressed slightly there, but I say all that, guys, because I've never let gambling take me away from anything. All right? My biggest regret is my son's 8th grade graduation. It was still kind of COVID times, and I had this big trip planned. Didn't time up the damn 8th grade graduation properly, but even that ended up working out, and I missed his 8th grade graduation, But even that ended up kind of working out because his grandparents came out. My dad actually died. The only thing I was ever got by that was that we moved out here to be close to Schaumburg to be my dad, and he ended up passing away. So now I'm out here, and it's just me and my darn kids. no really reason to be in this area because we did it because of my dad. But anyway, we're here now. We're here now, ho. But even that 8th grade graduation ended up turning out because it gave his grandma an opportunity to come out from where where his mom lives, and spend some time with him and go to that. So things happen, man. And that wasn't even a gambling opportunity cost. It was a single dad freaking mismanaging his time cost, and that was 4 years ago or 3 years ago, and that's the only thing I could ever remember where I screwed up. I'm like, damn it, how did I miss that? It was not good, and I'm still mad about it. but other than that, dude, I can't think of anything I missed in my kids' lives. Can't think of anything. I have dinner with my son pretty much every night. When my daughter was here, we'd do the damn same thing. I'd make him watch TV, or we'd have game night or whatever. So this gambling stuff has never impacted that. Now, there's people out there, though, that it has impacted because you get addictive, you get crazy, you get manic, and it's all you're damn thinking about, okay? And those are the types of people that usually lose in gambling, okay? Where they let it take over their lives. And eventually, people that are close to them become unclose to them because it's been so dominant. They're trying to go get that money back that they lost, okay? And it could be the haters that are in the comments, those people that are projecting that on me, all right? Sometimes it goes hand in hand with how you live the rest of your damn life. Okay, you're a degenerate gambler, you're also a crappy dad. Is one because of the other? Or no, you're just a bad person altogether, man. You're just a bad person altogether. Yeah, well, hey, maybe I'm a degenerate gambler, but I still do good things for the community. I still am a good person. I'm a good friend. I'm a good son. I'm a good neighbor. Good. It's fine. Maybe you just got a little bit of a gambling problem you have to address. Or you could be like me, where you know exactly where gambling stands in your life, okay? And it's mutually exclusive to these other things that I have going on. And when it's not mutually exclusive, it's integrating that other stuff with the gambling in usually a positive way, all right? In usually a positive way. And what I mean by that is including friends, maybe on gambling trips, reaching out to the Instagram community, helping them win a contest that I helped fund partially in partnership with a casino or something like that. Okay, so there's plenty of positives. The negative would be, hey, you're on a date and you end up gambling for 6 hours and you thought the girl liked it and you find out that she was kind of bored. Okay, well, that would be a negative thing, but hey, it is what it is, dude. It is what it is. I mean, maybe I'm a little blinded sometimes where I think everybody enjoys it as much as me, but it is what it is. And hey, by the way, if you were bored on that day, we're probably not going to work out anyway. We're probably not going to work out anyway, so let's just cut the ties here, pal. But now, saying all that, all right, getting that off my chest, I did have an opportunity cost this past weekend that's making me kick myself in the rear end. I'm involved in a pretty cool venture capital fund out in Los Angeles. We're in Orange County, California. It's a bunch of celebrities, influencers, like billionaires. It's a who's who kind of thing. I don't want to get too specific on the name of the organization or the company, but I'm in with these guys, man. I'm in with these guys. And annually, they do a conference. And there's usually a huge band that comes and plays. And we're not talking about thousands of people, guys. We're talking about a pretty tight-knit deal of a couple hundred. And you probably have seen it on my Instagram in the past. We do a charity flag football game. And it's fun, man. Aaron Rodgers is involved. Josh Allen's involved. Sam Darnold. Bryce Young's been there in the past. I mean, there's the list. Jared Goff. There's a bunch. Okay, guys. It fell on the same weekend that I had already negotiated things with Caesar's Palace to come in there. Now, with this Caesar's Palace live and filming I was doing, we had to go up the highest chain of command there to get this darn thing approved. I'm the third person that's ever done it there, guys. It's a big deal. And the first person that did it was more on the fly. He's betting a lot of money. The second person that did it, I think, might have been a one and done kind of thing. We'll see how, that's not really my business, but I was looking at it more like, hey, let's make this a long-term thing, introduce us to your other properties, boom, boom, boom. What was the idea behind it? And by the time we had the date set, I then realized, much like much like Gen Pop Jake's graduation, it was, the timing was already set. I didn't consider that date. I didn't want to start changing things with Caesar's Palace in what was kind of a very fragile situation. Vegas Paulie C is a guy that I've become friends with now, and if you were to ask him, screw them. It's their privilege to have you. You're giving them exposure. And I'm not saying he says that just about Caesar's Palace, but that's his mindset in general with these casinos, and maybe he's right. These casinos should want us there. There's a shift right now in Las Vegas happening that maybe some casinos are starting to lean into that. Casinos that a year or two ago never would have considered it. So Paulie C might be right on that, but we're not there yet with that mindset. So I'm still operating under the assumption that this is kind of a privilege for me to do that. And we'll see if that changes or not. But, even if it does change, I'm still going to be respectful of the casinos that I'm partnering with, right? So I missed out on this damn charity event. I missed out on this big deal. We got some big name damn people on here. Not only the celebrities I named, but also like business partners of mine, people I do business with, people I cut deals with. Nate Raby from RX3, Byron Roth from Roth Capital. You got Jeff Craigle from AB Bernstein. I mean, these are heavy hitters. Especially on the West Coast, man. And they expect me to be in that room. And I told them, guys, I screwed this thing up. I got this big deal at Caesars. Now, trust me, they all understand. They're not losing sleep over it. But at the same time, they would have preferred that I be there. And seeing what happened at Caesars Palace this past weekend where I took a beating, now it's like, okay, it magnifies. Why didn't I just do that? Additionally, we had a situation in Chicago this past weekend where now I've done this 20 times. And by the way, the thing in California I've done every year for the past few years, so that's kind of why I was like, all right, let's do this. I already made this deal. But it's not gonna happen again for another year where you get all those people in the same room. So that kind of sucks. But anyway, something I have done for about 20 times, maybe not 20, but like 10, is celebrate St. Patrick's Day the Saturday before Thanksgiving in Chicago. I have multiple units at the Trump Tower. And the Trump Tower is an ideal spot to be on St. Patrick's Day, because out of my window, you see the river, Chicago River, going right through the middle of the city where it connects to Lake Michigan. Okay, it's beautiful. If you haven't been to Chicago, go sometimes. It doesn't have to be St. Patrick's Day, but that apex of the city right there is awesome. It's beautiful, and I have this magnificent view, which I think is the best view in all of Chicago. And am I biased? Yes, but I bought that because of that view. So, I guess I would have. I really think that means why would I bought it because of that? So I don't know, but I think it's the best view of the city. My unit there, and they dye the river green. It's a tradition. So I'm sitting Monday morning, packing my damn stuff, Sunday. I'm sitting in Caesar's Palace in the Rain Man Suite, and the local news. The local news in Vegas is sitting there talking about the Chicago River being dyed green. They're talking about cool stuff around the United States on St. Patrick's Day. They're showing it. And I'm like, right after I just lost all that money, I'm like, I could be there right now. Guys, I got to take a step back though, man, and quit feeling sorry for myself on this thing. What I don't want to do right now is go run over to Foxwoods Casino this weekend, drop another $250,000. Okay, I don't want to do that. I'm going to Foxwoods Casino this weekend to play in a $300,000 blackjack tournament. I've won it in the past, so hopefully we win that again and we wipe out what we just lost in Vegas. And I also got to remind myself, dude, the same way I lost this money this past weekend is the same way I got it in the first place. And I'm still way up. A lot of people are like, dude, you lose all the time. No, bro, I don't. And you got to pay more attention. I am posting about the loss right now because it happens so rarely in the content I want to put out there, guys. Hey, you could lose sometimes. And the way I play with the Sarasani rules of blackjack, it calls for a loss. You're going to lose every once in a while. Luckily for me, I haven't taken a big loss for 6 months before this happened, so I could weather twice a year. Before that, it was a few years ago. All right. I have another blackjack tournament coming up in April at Baha Mar, and then another one. I was just invited to the celebrity tournament. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but it's for celebrities and high limit players over at the Wynn, which I'm very excited about. Listen, guys, it's all about perspective. Don't let gambling totally consume you, but don't listen to the people telling you it is. If you don't got a problem, F these guys. They don't know you. You know you. But be honest with yourself. Much love.